Okay, we're going to get started. This is a continuation of a video I did last week called Build a Mobile App with Konsta UI, Tailwind, CSS-based components, Vue.js, Ionic Framework and Capacitor, which is a mouthful. But basically what it is I am trying to show that you can use Capacitor and not use Ionic components. So this is the app we built last time running. It uses the Konsta UI side menu. We have our home panel. We have our about panel. So we've integrated the navigation bar, the side menu. And let's go back to my home page. We integrated the top nav. So when I navigate down, I get my back button. I can navigate back up. So that was interesting. One of the things that was, reason why I said it was interesting, one of the things that we needed to do was we needed to build a composable to kind of manage the menu state, the side menu state, to keep track of what was the active page and all that other stuff. And what we're going to do now is we're going to integrate tabs, because the side menu and tabs also are very popular UI structures for mobile applications. So we're going to try to get that integrated here. So let's hop to it. Once again, please make sure you like and subscribe, share with your friends, and leave comments for other interesting things to see. Someone left a comment today on one of my videos on Reddit saying, the interesting thing was it was a starter video, and they left a comment saying, why do you just do log in, log out, and create account, and usually a camera? Because it was a starter. And I'm just trying to show people how to set up the environment and how to use all these libraries together to build their application. But as I said to this individual, and I'll say again here, I'm always open to taking feedback on, actually, let's put it together, feedback and suggestions on content that you would like to see. So if there's something specific that you want to see, just give an ask and I'll probably do it. Because I got into creating these videos to solve problems that I found. I didn't know how to solve it. So once I figured out how to solve it, I figured I would share it with the community. So if someone gives me a suggestion on something they would like to see and I haven't done it yet, it's helpful to me, and I'm more than happy to do a video or a blog or something to show how to do it. So that's my little spout about that, and let's get rolling. Unfortunately, I remembered I'm gonna have to change my live stream time, because apparently this is the time my neighbor always cuts their grass. So I suspect in the middle of this video somewhere you will start to hear him cutting the grass again. So let's get to it. So as you know, with Ionic Capacitor, you can run a web view. So this is the same application running in the web that we have running on our phone right here. Now, what I'm going to do so that I don't lose it is I'm going to go down here and create a, hello, Aksum. I hope I'm saying it right. Hello. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here in my terminal, and I am going to, where's my terminal? I'm just going to create a branch so we don't lose this, code. As I said, and I've said before, all of this, let me just show, all of this code is checked in. So where repository, like I was confused how to hop out to it. Fetch change remote tag / I know there's a way, remotes, here it is. So all of this code is checked in on my GitHub repo. So you can download this and do whatever you want to do with yourself. But I'm going to create another branch, and in this branch, I will convert this app to tabs. So let's get this back out of the way, and let's make sure my git skills are right. I believe it's checkout, no, git checkout -b tabs. So we are in a new branch, tabs, and this is the one where we're going to switch this thing to tabs. So first, let's go to my source code and see what we got going. So the menu is a side component, but on tabs, what we want to do is we're going to switch the home view and the about view to be the two tabs that we have. So let's go see how Konsta has tabs set up. So let's pop on over here and look at our documentation. So Konsta UI view, and hop down here. I don't want to look at that text stuff, so let's close that. And find tabs. I have not done this before. This is going to be my first time at it. So, bear with me. This is some live coding. All right, so this is, hopefully I can just cut and paste this and make some modifications. So this is what we got right now. This UI looks pretty nice, how we kind of hop back and forth between the tabs. And it looks like it's similar to what they did with the side menu. They're tracking the state inside here, and we're going to move all that out to a composable. So let's start off by creating, we're going to go in our views here, and I think we want a TabRoot. So let's create TabRoot and set that to TabRoot view. And we're going to cheat, and we're just going to copy everything. Well, let's see. I'm trying to remember the other pages. Yeah, we're going to just, they got that? Yeah, they have it. We're just going to copy all of this as the basis for our tab. I don't really think I need all of that, but let's skip that. We'll just go to template here. Actually, you want to know what? I'm not going to copy that because it looks like I'm going to end up getting way more than I want. So let's go to my TabRoot and let's go to main router. Where's my router? And we're going to change. How am I going to do this? Because it looks like they're not using the router at all to manage it. So I just need to set my home to, to TabRoot. So let's change this. And we are going to set this to tabs, set path tabs, and I am not sure. We'll look into it later. And we're just going to name the route tabs, and the component will be tab view. Oh, sorry, TabRoot. And let's import TabRoot. Okay, and let's go back home and see what we get. All right, so it's saying it needs some template or setup in there. So let's go to my TabRoot. And like I said, we're going to start with the code that they have here. Tab bar link. So it looks like the pattern is template page title, tab bar at the top. Then they have the links for the tab bar and the labels. And then they have each one of the, well, that label stuff looks extra, so we don't want that. So let's just take this part first. Kind of walk through it and figure out what's going on. So we're going to, okay, is this going to work? So let's take all of this stuff, get some more space here. Page at the tab, what is it? Oh. So my template, I have my page and my tab bar. Page, oh, sorry, template. I have too many pages, so let's remove this page. Format, and then we have to start importing these imports. Like I did in the last video, a lot of these will end up getting moved to the Composable, but let's just start out with it there, and then we will adjust it. And I think I'm using TypeScript. And like I said, we'll just take all of these values, but we will move them to a Composable later. So let's put this in. Import my ref. And now let's see, what am I looking at? It's not happy. Let's see what we got in my developer tools. Home view is not defined. I'm not trying to load to home view. Empty cache, hard refresh. All right, who's looking for, did I save my router index? So let's go back to router index. Default path is redirects to tabs, TabRoot. Oh, I removed home view by accident from up here, so let's put that back. It should be home view. Okay, so it's trying to render the tab page, but it's complaining that I'm missing all of the imports. So let's add the imports back. So let's go down to tab view, and there are a lot of imports. So I'm just going to take everything to get us started and go down here to not my router anymore. All right. And right here at the top, let's see if that helps things. Okay, so we have our tabs. So at least we have the links for the tabs. And what we want to do is we want to put our About page in there on our home page. So we can start by going here. And so we're going to actually name tab link, tab, what are they? They got the tab 1. So how does this work? So they have an icon. And then where's the title? Kbar tab link. All right, here's the title. So we're going to change this to home because that's what we want it to be. And let's just use home. And then we'll go down to the next one and we will call this about. Nope. About, lowercase about, and about. And we don't want a third one. So this is about, then this is the template for the icon for about, and the link, and we don't want this tab 3. So we're going to go down to tab bar link, and we're going to remove that. And we have our home and about. So now let's go and see about the content for it. Well, first let's address this tab active tab. So it looks like we need to set our active tab here. So we're going to set it to home. Is tab bar labels, is tab bar icon. Is tab bar, if it's tab bar label, about. All right, I guess that's just showing it's how you can show the about, the name or the actual tab. And actual tab icon. And it looks like they're using these Framework 7 icons, which I've never used before, but let's see if we can get them in the app. And I guess I'm going to have to import something. So let's try and import that. Say npm install framework 7 icons. Do I have to go down? No. So we have that done. Oh, I forgot to tweet about my live view, so hold on. Get over here. Okay, I just tweeted that. Let's see that I tweet the right thing.
Wading through an enterprise engineering team's data is like trying to navigate through a dark, unfamiliar warehouse.
Okay, I just tweeted that. All right, yep, so we are good. All right, so Framework 7, it looks like I installed it. Hold on, I got echo. All right, yep, so we are good. All right, where is Framework 7? It looks like I installed it. Hold on, I got echo. All right. So we're back to the tab bar component. We're trying to install the icons. It looks like it didn't reload them. Let's restart my app. And we have our icons. Not exactly the ones we wanted. Let's see. Can I get them here? Let me. Why does it still not think they're there? Let me close this and reopen. That's the TabRoot. It's interesting. Why is it throwing that error, but they're actually showing up here? I'm not sure, but I guess I will try to investigate that later. Hold on, I lost my chat. Okay, hold on. My apologies. I'm trying to get back to my chat so I can respond to people chatting to me. Okay, so we have the tab bar up. Now let's get our content in our pages. So let's go back to the example. And it looks like they're just embedding the content directly into the page. And that's not what we want to do. We actually want to render another component. So it looks like they're just checking to see if the active tab is the tab, then they show that content. So let's see if that approach, well, what, are they wrapping it in anything? Let's see. After the tab bar icons, so that's this. We don't want this. So yeah, they just hop straight into a block with the content. So let's just copy this K block first and go down here at the end of the links. And it looks like they're just doing one for each of the pages. And so we're going to just follow their simple approach and say if it's home, and then if it's about, and then if it's about, then we'll just do the about component. And if it's the home, we'll just do the home component. And did it import those for me? Yes, it did import them. Let's import. Let's just follow the approach that with the lowercase HOME view and about view. Oh, not that view. About. Okay, let's see what we have in our app right now then. So if I go back to my app, so home view, about view. All right, so toolbar composer. I'm getting some. I thought I imported everything. Let's refresh because these errors are warnings that everything's not imported. Failed to resolve MD email. All right, so find MDE. What is that even there for? This is the, so that's the email for home. Oh, did I not import it? Where? What? TabRoot, MD email class. Which one is it complaining about? So it's saying it's missing one of these icons. Oh, I see. They're using different icons based on if you're iOS or Android. With Ionic, it just determines that for you, but it looks like here you need to kind of specify it. So that's what's happening. So for each one, they have a material design version of the icon and an iOS version. And so at the top, they have the regular calendar, and then they have the MD email, the email envelope, and then MD email, and down here they have calendar, and then they have MD today. So I need to switch, so I also need to make sure I import MD today down here to get rid of that other error. And let's refresh. Okay. We're back to this. It can't find module after I just imported it. Can't find an export. Is it? MD email class. I've run into this issue before where sometimes I get this, that I can't find it. And I think the solution that someone had recommended before was to delete the Vite thing inside a node. I don't really like that approach. But if that's what's going to get me past this problem, then so be it. Let's try a hard refresh one more time. That didn't fix it. All right, so where's my node folder? If anybody knows how to fix that issue, this issue that I'm getting over here where it's saying it can't find this requested module, even though I know it's there and it says it doesn't provide the export MD email. Let's see what we have in our sample. MD file upload, MD email, and where is, oh, what is this? I'm not going down this rat hole today, so we're just going to use, there's my neighbor cutting the grass. Hopefully that's not too annoying. So we're just going to use the icon and see if that solves our problem to use the same icon for everything. Also, like I said, leave a comment if it's hard to hear because of the guy cutting the grass. So I'm removing this MD email. I'm setting, so let's get this MD email out of here. We're just going to use, instead of switching between the material design and iOS, we're just going to stick with just having just one icon that shows up. And why does it keep asking? MD today. We're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to remove the material design because I don't want to go through trying to figure out how to get that integrated right now. And let's hope. All right, so now what is this last bit of text that is ending up getting drawn because I missed something? This tab bar link, template, about, template, if acted. Oh, it looks like it's having a problem rendering my home view component. All right, let's look at my, I think it's because my home view has the whole, my home view has the whole page navbar thing. So let's see, let's just comment this out because I don't know how it's going to manage the page. All right, so what is that? All right, I think I missed something when trying to get my tab component. Tab bar link, then at the end of all your active tab bar, the insets we're ignoring, then the active tab check, block, and then you put your tab in. So it probably doesn't like me creating another page either. So let's get rid of the page. Let's get rid of the page. And let's just send the template back. Why is it dropping it down there? So that's my page. Oh, I'm still inside the link, I bet. Yeah, I'm still inside the tab bar. I don't want to be inside the tab bar. That's my bad. There we go. And let's see. See, that's kind of jarring. This is going to be interesting. Yeah, this is going to take more than one video because I know what's happening now. So what happens is that with Ionic manages the outlet for when you're inside of the tab bar, so that it manages the whole navigation stack for you. Because what we want is we want this detail page to stay inside of the home navigation stack. And when we switch to About, it should generate its own navigation stack. And we're not getting that because I only have one router outlet, which is all the way up here at the top level of my app, this router view. And I need to figure out how to get my router view inside of here. Basically, I need to do nested routes. And Ionic doesn't support nested routes out of the box because it creates the navigation control. It basically manages the navigation stack for you on tabs, and that's not being done here, so I need to manage it myself. So today we will just get the tabs over, and then the next exercise will be figuring out how to make sure that this home tab manages its own navigation stack and this Abouts tab manages its own navigation stack. That seems to be kind of what is going on here, I believe. So let's just kind of finish up where we are for today. So we have, that's tab 1, our home view. Then we have tab 2, my document. Let's go to our About view. And we need to remove our nav bar there, and we need to remove, not our nav bar, our page. That's the other thing. We're going to want our nav bar and our nav bar title and everything to kind of get updated here as we switch. So now, although I've switched here, you can see my nav bar titles here. I need this title bar up here to change too. So let's, for now, just, and I'm going to want to keep this content. So for now, I'm just going to comment it out so it's easy for me to find it later and copy it back. The other thing is in my TabRoot here, this, I don't need this to be a block. We're just going to switch this to a template. Template, and we'll switch this one to a template. And we're going to remove all of this stuff because we don't want any of that. We'll let the tab handle that for us. Let's kill this. So About and Home, let's do the same thing on our home view. Actually, these are components now, but we'll just leave them as view. So let's go into home view. I already took out all of that. Let's take this out. Let's take this out. And we get our home. We wanted our padding. All right. And so we have our home and our active handled for us. So I think we're only going to have time today because like I said, I wanted to keep everything to about an hour. I think we're only going to have time today to create a composable to kind of manage our tabs because we want to get all of this stuff. What's this error? What is not today? We want to get all of this active tab management. We want to get it out of here. We want to get it in a composable. Like here, we have the use main menu. We want to do the same thing. So let's create our composable. Use tabs. And let's, we're not going to have to deal with the router. We're going to need to know, let's just start here. Use tabs. And we don't care about that, but we do want to know what our selected tab was. Selected tab. So we can keep track of our selected tab. And then we want to return some functions that allow us to change the selected tab, similar to how we returned these properties of which one was selected and how you set the selected one. So we'll just take these to get us started, and we'll go back to our useTabs, and we're going to return. We don't care. So selected, and this will be our selected tab ref. And our methods will be set selected and const set selected, and then we will get tab, and we will just do selected tab ref dot value equals tab, and that will set it, and then this will give us it. There'll be some other things that we'll add because we'll probably want to be able to kind of have a little bit more information on what the active tab is. But for now, we'll just use these two, and then now let's go back to our TabRoot. Where's our TabRoot? And they're calling it active tab, but so we'll do this. We'll say const equals use, what did I call it? useTabs. Let's import that. Why can't I? So import from yeah, we'll just do it this way. I should have just exported it as default. That would have worked a little bit better. But so we have our use tabs, and so now we get our active tab from selected, and then set selected, and that. So then now our active tab is. Come on. Actually, I don't even think I need that. I can just go up here and say selected, and then selected, we're changing all these active tabs to selected, and I probably could have just done a complete search and replace. And then what we want to do is on this on click, set selected. And let's go up here. Set selected. And refresh. Home, about, and so now we're able to track the active tab based on our composable that we just created called useTabs. I have a hard stop at 3 because I have another meeting, but we have our tabs basically in, and we're using the components that we had created before to manage it. But what we need to do is we need another a nested router outlet here. Let's see if they talk about potentially how to do that. I don't think that they do in here. There's a label string. No, it looks like they just have this one example, and because they're embedding everything, it doesn't even go through how to deal with nested routes in Vue, which is really what you want, because without the nested route, like I said, you run into this problem, right? Which is not the behavior that I want. Also, the other thing, let's do the another thing that I need is the titles. So how do we want to do this? My useTabs really needs to be a little bit more more complex, because I need to know what my title bar should be, and so I'm just going to kind of hack it for now. And let's go into, yeah, this is going to be a hack, but it should work for now. So what we will do is we'll say const how do I want to do this? Do I want to watch? I think that's what I want. View 3. Do I have? Yeah. View 3 watch. And because what I'm trying to do is set the title based on the active. Yeah, let's go ahead. Const page title. And we're going to set this to ref home. And then we're going to check if when this changes, hold on. Then when this changes, so let's import, where's my view import? Let's go watch. So now we can track. It wouldn't be the page title that changes, it would be selected. So we want to listen for when selected changes. And then, like, this doesn't belong here. Like, this code belongs inside of a tab controller of some sort. And I'll think a little bit more about how to integrate that into my useTabs composable. But what we're going to say is if my selected value, so if selected dot value equals home and title and page title value home. Else if page title, else if, let's check it. Else if selected value equals about page title value equals about. Let's see if this not so elegant hack works. Well, I have to actually assign it for it to work. So let's set this to page title. Home, home, about, home, about, home, about. Why is it not changing? So what am I doing wrong? Selected. Do I need to actually get the value here? I didn't think I would need to do that here. Yep, I do. So we've kind of handled it, but you understand what I mean when I'm saying that I personally believe that this whole, actually, want to know what? I just wrote it. All I need to do is to set selected. Let's just move this inside of our composable, use tabs, and put it in here, and format this, and it's going to complain that it needs watch and cannot read property, blah, blah, blah. And let's make selected a little bit more complex. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this to be a more complex object. So this is going to say tab, which will be the tab, and then I apologize again for the lawnmower. And then this will be title. Is that what I want? Set selected. No, let's keep it simple for now because I'm out of time. But basically what I want to do is have my selected tab ref object include more than just the value. But for now, just to keep it simple to kind of wrap up this video, we'll just create a separate, actually no, yeah, we'll just create a separate value to keep track of the page title. So we'll do this. We'll say page title ref, and we'll set page title, come on, page title ref, page title ref. Props is page title ref. So we'll manage the page title here and we'll just return it as a page title. So let's go back to our root. Here's my TabRoot, and we will remove, this needs to come out, and what we will do is set this here and change this to page title. And now let's see what we get. All right. Use tabs, page title ref value, selected is not defined. That should be selected ref. So this should be selected ref. I think that's what I'm looking for here. Home. All right. Use tab, selected is not defined. Where am I still using? Oh, right here. Oh, I need to refresh. About. All right, so we're going to wrap it here. on our journey of trying to create Ionic view patterns using Konsta UI. This is kind of what I was talking about in my first video, where I was like, when you use Ionic, you just get tabs and they just work. But when you start to move away to some of these other tools, there's additional development work you need to do. So like I needed to write this composable. I need to figure out an elegant way to integrate nested routes now. And you get all that for free with Ionic. Not bashing Konsta. Once we get the pages working, we'll see the value of being able to integrate Tailwind. But right now, I just need to spend some more time, setting up some of these patterns that, honestly, I'm just not familiar with because I haven't had to do them in the past because I get them for free with Ionic, and integrate them with Konsta to get this mobile app working. The last thing I want to do is make sure that the application is still running fine in the simulator. So let's give this a run. Once again, we're using the Ionic plugin for Visual Studio Code. So we just fired that up to kind of rebuild my app. And hopefully it will show up here. Thanks for the folks that stopped by to see this. Hopefully you found some interest in it. All right, so here we have our home and our about. And so our tabs and things are working as expected. Also, I don't know if I showed this in the last video, but I do want to make sure that I show this here. How I had to step out and recompile. Like, you don't have to do that. You can set this live reload, and as it says, it'll refresh the app every time I make changes. So now, if I turn on live reload, I stop and I restart, you can see it has live reload set, and does it set the host for me? Let's see. I don't think I used host to export this, which is a change you need to make inside your package config. Let's see, is it there by default now? Where's my package config? No, it is not there, so this is not going to work. So you need to add this host on there. So let's go back up here inside of this and put host. And then let's go back to my Ionic. Let's stop this. Let's run it again. npm expressly close. Oh, that needs to be host. Let's try this one more time. I'm not sure why this is not working as I expected it, and why I'm hanging here. I thought all I would have to do is expose. This is all right. Let's stop. I'm going to try one more time, and then I'll take a look at it. And when we come back to figure out how to resolve the router issue with the project, I will make sure I have a solution for this, because I've used live reload before, but I don't think I've used it since they switched this to Vite. Yeah, it's not going to work. I will take a look and figure out what's going on. And thanks for the folks who stuck it all the way through to the end. And I will let you know what happens. I'll probably try to get back on a little bit earlier next week, Friday, since that appears to be the time my neighbor cuts his grass, so I can try to avoid that. Thanks for coming through. Leave your comments below. If there's something I did that didn't make sense, leave a comment and let me know. Thanks. Take care. And I will see you next time.